Today's bear attack video takes us to a place called Sentry Island in northeast Canada, a barely hospitable place that indigenous peoples have lived for many years. In the summer, when the ice melts, natives can fish, but in the harsh winters ice covers the water and land, making the humans sometimes come face to face with the world's largest bear species engaging in battles for the most common food source, which are seals. Polar bears are known as one of the few bear species that hunts human beings, considering them a part of its environment. The only way to escape are the open seas. With there being no trees to climb, polar bears can run at up to 35 miles per hour and swim for many miles on end, so neither one of those options are efficient. Aaron Gibbons was a 31-year-old man with a single son and 3 daughters, and also a member of the inland community. He was known for providing meat, also being a very caring family man, with his friends describing him as someone who could keep his cool under any circumstance. On July 3, 2018, Aaron gathered his 4 children and his .22 long rifle into his boat with plans to go to Sentry Island to harvest bird eggs and have a fun family trip. They departed their 2,500-person community and sailed 10 miles to the desired island. Once they made it to the island, Aaron secured the boat on the rocky shore and shortly after began making his way towards his kids, who were playing around after being filled with joy after finally reaching their destination. Aaron taught the kids what to look for when gathering the eggs and how to deal with protective bird parents, then let the young kids roam about on their journey. They ran around searching for their self-proclaimed delicacies, as if a game of hide-and-go-seek commenced. Aaron's mind slips into a bit of shock as he sees a large white polar bear approaching the kids, but quickly snaps out of it to use that space for thinking about what to do next. At this time of year, most polar bears are in torpor, which is a sort of hibernation in which they don't find a burrow or ground to bury themselves, but instead sit and wait around for cooler temperatures. The only polar bears that don't engage in this practice are the starving ones. As the polar bear gets closer to the kids, Aaron realizes that he will have to interfere with the bear's sinister plan. The polar bear's head is down and ears are back, and is moving slowly with the dead-eye locked on the children. Aaron tells the kids to run to the boat as fast as they can. The rifle that Aaron brought with him is still in the boat, so he gathers rocks the size of baseballs to use as weapons as the polar bear closes the distance between it and the kids. Aaron steps between them and throws the rocks at the bear, while yelling in a desperate attempt to frighten it. The polar bear stops for a few seconds to analyze the situation, with it coming to a conclusion that this might be its last chance at finding a meal. When Aaron sees the bear is now more focused on him than ever, he tells his daughter to call for help, and after doing that is forced to watch alongside her brother and sisters. Aaron figures if he can make it to the boat, then he can get it ready as fast as possible and keep him and his kids safe from an attack. So he starts to run that way. But the polar bear is fast and catches up to him in just a few yards and tackles him. The kids can do nothing but watch in terror as their father is mauled and thrown back and forth with his body slamming against the terrain. The little girl's radio signal was successful, and authorities responded to get rid of the aggressive polar bear. His community stood on the beach until Aaron was brought back to the town lifeless. This attack was most likely a predatory situation. Today, the Inuit must anticipate polar bear attacks, no matter the activity in which they participate. Canada estimates there are at least 14,000 polar bears in Inuit territory. Aaron was one of 2 men killed in 2018. Inuit leaders have petitioned for the harvesting of more polar bears to ensure that the community is safe.